Hello folks, welcome to this video. Here's a bit of an introduction to new riders, or for new riders to the rides that we do with things like the laners. This is footage taken in May 2022.
How do, mate?
And it's a ride around the Melton Link in Lincolnshire. And I wanted to show something that was pretty typical of what we do, so if you want to come out with us, this is kind of what you can expect. So these are the more tricky lanes that we do. There's a couple at the start which gets you warmed up, but you can definitely sit down on them if you're not comfortable stood up. It's not a problem. See the person in front of me there, he's quite comfortable on the bike. And these are your typical, probably what a lot of people think about when they talk about green lanes, or they think about green lanes. They are great because there's a few challenges like this. That was close. But most of these challenges are optional. If you're not comfortable with them, that's fine. You don't have to ride them. And there's definitely a mix of riders that come out with us. There's normally 2, 3, 4 of us that are pretty decent. There's Jason, he's a good rider going straight through the puddle. And again, these are good lanes for practicing because they're very wide. You can make mistakes and it not punish you. Again, a lot of puddles and things are optional, entirely your choice. Even here, if you look on the left there, there's a dry line if you didn't want to do the puddle. But puddles are fun. Big debate about standing up or sitting down in puddles. Personally, I prefer to stand up. Little puddles like that I go fast, and then river crossings and things I go slow as I can, stood up on the pegs. All great lanes to practice the ruts on here. See, the school of thought says you should sit down because you can dab, but I find I'm less balanced. Is Perry leading? He's one of the regular leaders of the newbie rides. And of the non-newbie rides, to be fair, but he does quite a few newbie rides.
If I stop...
Try and be courteous to the horses. We tend to just stop and let them pass because they're all afraid of bikes. Well, not all, but a lot of them are afraid of bikes for some reason. Don't know why that is. We'll try and foster a good spirit in the community. Easy to get it wrong, as we'll see. Very easy, just lock a front brake and you're off. But I think that's why you need to be wearing the protection if you come out on these rides with us. Minimum road clothing, road protection. A good pair of knee pads or knee braces is good. Something that protects your elbows, chest, back. I think everyone who rides regularly falls off quite a lot.
I wonder how deep it is. Quite fancy it, but I've got a bit of a track record recently with puddles. Looks like someone else has had a...
Stick there. Actually, it doesn't look that deep.
I think it's the silt in the bottom. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you don't want it, innit?
That's air filter.
You're right down.
That's a shame. Last time I did it, I've only ever done it once, and that was last time I came up this lane. But
yeah.
You could jump where, I mean, you could jump there, but you'd have to be bloody accurate.
That's right, look how steep that is, that angle.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I was saying to Jace, I've only ever cleared that puddle once, and you could have jumped it, but I've got stuck in it several times. Discretion's the best part of Valor today. There's lots of lanes like this. Again, good for practicing sort of riding down a straight line. But if you run wide, there's not really any punishment. Unless you grab a handful of brake, there's no punishment. That's Bill, I think. So we go back behind Perry, and these are just sort of fire roads, just fire trails. Pretty easy to ride. A bit slippy if you've not done it before. It can seem quite intimidating. And there's very little single track on the Melton Loop. This is just a tiny little bit, and it can be tricky. Certainly slippy. See me very reluctant to drop into that rut. Finally give up, drop into it. A bit of a rear end slide there, I don't know if you spotted it on the video.
I might have got that on camera, I'm not sure though.
You can see here, Jace has dropped his bike, which I'm sure Jace has done this route many times, as have I.
No.
Just shows that anyone could drop the bike. And if you're going to come out green lane, you're just going to have to get used to the fact you are going to drop it. This is a great section in winter. Pretty steady in summer. In winter it's a bit of a mud bath.
Don't fall off, Jace. Without going in the crop, you want to try and stay left. But if these ruts are this hard, they're pretty ropey. I'd keep it steady. I've seen some big accidents on this little bit of lane.
And I wasn't exaggerating there. I've seen people trapped under the bikes, people's heads trapped between the bars and the tank. But it's been graded, this first section, so you can go pretty quick. But notice me slow right down here. So it has been graded at the start of this summer. It was all regraded. You get incredibly narrow knife edge ruts here, which can cause your front wheel to just lock and you to go over the bars. Been there and done that. So if you don't have the confidence to ride on top of the ruts, like you can see me doing here, you can always just drop in a rut, then you've got nowhere to go. It's just a lot more tiring paddling your legs. But if you get out regularly, a couple of times a month, you'll soon get used to riding on top. This is one of my favourite lanes in Lincolnshire. It's brilliant in winter. It's okay in summer, but brilliant in winter. Video doesn't do the steepness justice, it is quite a steep lane. And again, there's loads of lanes like this. It's a bit more tricky. Notice when there's puddles, I pick the speed up. And when there is no puddles, I slow back down. And that's just the suspension works a bit better when you're on the power. So I have a rest when it's easy. And then when the puddles come, as in there's holes, we know there's going to be holes, get back on the power. Let suspension glide over a little bit better. Shot kind of sums it all up really. You're just out with your mates, sunny day, on your bikes, splashing each other. And here, you notice I'm keeping quite a way back from Perry. Once the speed picks up, you've got to leave a bigger gap. Very easy for Perry to just stack it, and I'm running over his head, and I wouldn't want to do that. Here we are, final clip. It's a big deep puddle in winter, slippy enough in summer here. That's Gary. And the bikes are so much more stable at speed. And that's all folks, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, more videos to come.